Okay, we're live.
We are live.
Yeah, look at that.
Inaugurally live.
Inaugurally live.
Premiere,
yes.
like the big
Yeah.
poobah, the big start. Welcome, everybody.
Yes, welcome. So we are starting this first live video show.
Yeah.
Yes.
The EFT NBA show as part of the Tapping Hub TV.
Yes.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Inaugurally live.
Inaugurally live.
Ooh.
Premiere,
Like the big,
so I'm hearing some feedback.
Yeah. Poobah,
Don't know why.
Big start.
Okay.
Welcome, everybody.
Yes. Sandy. So we are starting this first live. Something is going on here,
Okay,
and I think it's because
your app and just click on the turn it off.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, I just turned the app off. Yeah, I'm gonna have to go back in and so that I can monitor things, and then
yeah, the video automatically plays. The show starts to play automatically, so you need to click that off. Sorry.
Okay, so Craig, I'm gonna go ahead and do that while you take over for a minute and discuss what the heck we're doing here.
Technologically or for the show?
No, for the show and who we are, because some people might not know who we are.
God, okay. So I'm Craig Wiener, and this is Alina Frank, and we are with EFTMBA.com program. So we are business coaches for EFT practitioners, right? So that's what we do, EFT business coaches. And what we do on so many levels is we assist and support EFT coaches on increasing their skill set, increasing their mindset, increasing their business skills, and work with practitioners so that they can have really the practice of their dreams. So be able to use your EFT skills and work with people successfully and have a thriving business, because it is a business too, right? We're helping and supporting people and changing lives around the world. But if we're not actually making an income at it, it would be hard for most of us to keep doing it. So we've had a radio show, the EFT MBA, for couple of years now, mentoring in a lot of different ways, and that's how you probably know us. So when we got the invitation from Gary to be the premiere show on the Tapping Hub TV, we jumped at it because we love working with Gary in the Hub, and so that's why we're here. And we decided to have the initial show be about really the number one concern that we see out there, which is the fear of being seen. Okay, so we hear that a lot. What does it mean? I know Alina's working on
I'm working on the tech stuff.
On having us being seen. Right? There we go.
Okay.
Good.
Oh, whoops. Hold on. Okay, here we go. So we are all set. Okay, and if you have any questions, you can type it into the comment box down inside Facebook. So I think we're all set. And looks like things are working. So the fear of being seen.
The fear of being seen.
So if I had to make sure that all of the technology was running perfectly 100% of the time,
the show wouldn't be happening.
Oh my gosh, it would not be happening. So that's part of what we're here to discuss, is getting over the fear of being seen, what that means, how that shows up. Maybe it's showing up for you in this idea that you have to be perfect, or maybe it is you see it show up as your inability to, and I see this often, to launch something new. Right? I've got a great, amazing webinar that I want to do, but I don't know the technology piece, and I'm terrified of it. Or I have the technology piece, and I have this wonderful online group coaching program that I'd like to do, and somehow I just can't get myself to actually write it or promote it. So those are some of the ways that we see it showing up in
like someday.
Yeah, someday I'll do it.
Or when I have the right partner to do it with.
Right.
Or you know what? I'm just not ready for that yet. Or, I mean, there's every variation. So, what we hear is, when we hear the fear of being seen, there's a lot of different interpretations for that. Yeah. So, some of them, if I'm seen out there and I really put myself out there, then I might be criticized.
Right. Judged.
I've
rejected.
Rejected.
Yeah.
I might be seen for my faults. So, you know, of all different kinds of things with that. I might not be exactly resonant with my message. I might be an EFT coach for money, but I'm not a millionaire. I might be an EFT coach for a relationship, but I'm in between relationships.
Yeah,
right? So
or weight. I'm a EFT coach for weight loss, and I just gained 10 pounds.
Boy, I can't put myself out there then.
Right. No,
that comes
because
up a
I'll
lot.
be an imposter.
Right.
Yeah.
Ooh, ow. Ooh,
I know.
No, and we want to be authentic, don't we?
Right.
So this is a big one. What else? If I'm seen out there, if I'm being seen, and just like you take that physically, is if I'm going to be seen, maybe I'm not feeling so comfortable with my physical presence.
Sure.
And so I'm a little hesitant about being seen on internet television.
Right.
Right. So I won't do that. I'll just use my voice only.
Right.
Right. I won't give public presentations in person.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. It could be any of those things. And we've seen all of them. So it turns out that it becomes this amorphous, I'm afraid of failure. I'm afraid of success. I'm afraid of being seen. I'm afraid to put myself out there.
Yeah.
I'm afraid to shine. So we hear all of these different things coming into us from our business students and from our clients.
All the practitioners, or they're scared that they'll lose their privacy. So I put myself out there and I'll lose some of my private life, and people start to know too much about me, and I need some safety with that. Or if I put myself out there and I really put myself out there on a Google Hangout like this, then I'm going to feel this pressure to always put myself out there and keep being out there.
Right.
And I really don't need that kind of pressure. So
you mean that's not true?
No, actually. Well, I mean, it is true if it is true for you.
Exactly.
Right.
It is. And so let's talk about specifics of how these things really drilling down and coming up with why these things show up and how you can identify them and to work with them, and real action steps that you can take now.
Actually, and you know what? I want to get right to that, but I just want to kind of overarch for a second the big dilemma.
The big dilemma.
The big dilemma.
The really big dilemma.
The really big dilemma.
The dilemma that keeps you from moving forward and growing your business.
Yeah. So here it is that you're an EFT coach. You've maybe gone through your certification. You've gone through training. You paid money. You put time in, and you want to help a lot of people, and you want to succeed, and you want to make a good living and all that. And juxtaposed to that is, oh crap, I can't really put myself out there.
Right.
Right. So it's like this self-defeating. And then guess what? You don't get the opportunities to put yourself out there. You don't get the, people inviting you to do things. And then you're stressed because you're not getting those clients and you're not getting the invitations, but you want them, but you're scared. Right. So we got this tug of war going.
Right.
So that's why we're doing the show, really, to help you with that tug of war.
Yeah, actually, we put it out to our network and said, what is it that you really want us to address? This is our first EFT Hub TV show, and what is it that you want us to look at? And overwhelming, this was what people wanted us to address. And we had a podcast. So we've been doing this for about 5 years, helping EFT coaches, and we have a podcast, and now we have a TV cast we'll be addressing these issues. But we put it out, and we can see that even in our podcast statistics, it was the show that got the most listens. So we need to keep repeating this message and repeating this message, because I think it really is the number one reason why EFT coaches fail. And unfortunately, we ran some research, and the research, showed that most EFT coaches are not making it. They're not thriving. They're not doing well. It's more of a hobby than it is full-time, thriving, profitable work. And so we're on a mission to have that change, because it's such an important service that you're offering people.
Absolutely.
We really want to support you in thriving.
Yeah. Over 80% of EFT coaches are making under $15,000 US a year. Yeah, that's not good. That's not a living. That's not a livable wage.
No, it really isn't.
So we're out here to change that.
Okay. So that's the big dilemma. You say yes and to your business, and then the brakes go on, because you cannot. The thing that you're scared of is the thing that you want, right? The thing that you want is to grow a big business, and at the same time, that scares you for a variety of reasons. And so let's break this down.
Good.
So.
Let's get simple. There's really two categories, aren't there, that we really want to focus on? Yeah. First one being what we call skill set.
Skill set.
Right. So what do we mean by skill set? Skill set is getting really good at your craft, right? Being a good EFT practitioner, getting the skills, getting certified if that's a path for you, continuing your education and learning about things like trauma and working with individuals and techniques and getting good at what you do. Because that's a primary foundation. Who's going to feel good about putting themselves out there if they're not good at what they do? Right?
Absolutely. And what we see is one of the ways that many EFT coaches initially get started is that they get really good skill set. They actually are doing very, very good work. They've been mentored. They've gone through some training. Perhaps they've jumped all the hoops for certification, and they are good. And that level of confidence and competency, and it just then feeds word of mouth, testimonials, and the whole machine starts to hum along when you feel good about the work that you're doing.
Yeah. I remember we did a podcast on which is more important, competency or confidency. Competence or confidence, right?
Competence or confidence. Yeah.
And the truth is they're both important.
You need them both to really get to a very high level in this work. If you just suck at what you do, and you're a good marketer, I know that the people that are attracted to this work have a lot of heart, and there's not going to be a lot of congruence with that. Right. So in the end, you'll see that showing up in your numbers, right?
Yep. So you improve your skill sets by taking courses, by being mentored.
Yeah,
so certification is one path, mentoring. So part of certification is mentoring, but you can also get mentored without that. So either way, developing your skill set so that you can feel that confidence, so that you know what you're doing is useful, you're good at what you do, and you can help people. And that goes a long way to feeling comfortable with putting yourself out there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Another show will be discussing pricing and asking for what you're worth. But I know. Scary. But what I wanted to say about that here is that you can't, when you go through the steps of certification, then we encourage our students to then ask for more money, because that does, you do feel congruent with asking for more money when you have gone through the steps of actually being certified. And you're more congruent with that message. And we just see that, there might be some block there that you're not asking enough if you haven't gone through the steps of
but that's another show.
Yeah, that's another show. So skill set.
So what else? Skill set is being good at EFT. Right? What other skill sets do you need?
Yeah, well, this is a business.
It is, isn't it?
It sure is.
Yep.
So the more that you can get comfortable with some skills in business and marketing, the better you're going to be. The more work you're going to get, attract, feel good about, and allow yourself to expand your little circle of what I feel good doing. So one sign that you're not comfortable with marketing yourself is that you're still doing the flyer on the natural foods, health food store or new age bookstore. You're putting out your flyer, and that's how you're promoting yourself. So
that's it.
That's it.
Yeah.
So we're not saying that you have to know everything. In fact, we encourage you not to do everything, because it's not humanly possible these days to market yourself in all ways. Right. But there is a foundation that you absolutely need to know even before you go out and hire somebody for these things. So we're talking about knowledge and skill set in the areas of risk management.
Management.
Yeah.
Wait, you just flipped me on that one. We just went from like marketing yourself, not on just the health food store wall, and you just flipped. Where'd that come from?
Yeah. Well, because of the work that we do and the nature of the work that we do and the traumas that we work with, if you don't have an idea about the risk involved in advertising and marketing, the things that be saying. I just saw somebody's website the other day, and I was like, oh, I hope that they get some coaching, or somebody brings to their attention the risks involved in the things that they're saying, because this person has absolutely no idea what a big red flag this is.
They weren't like listing, I can help this condition and this medical diagnosis and things like that, right? They were.
Unfortunately, they were, and not
No.
licensed, not licensed.
Not good.
So the things that you need to know, your skill set is risk management, systems in your business, right? If you do not build a system, then you're going to be disorganized. You'll miss calls. You'll double book. You won't follow up with emails, people wanting to have consults with you. So systems are really important to have and to know something about.
So systems also like payment systems.
Payment
I'll pay you.
systems.
I didn't bring a checkbook with me.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Or you have
policies is what I'm also talking about with
informed
systems.
consent, filling out the forms, and they take a half hour in your office to fill out the forms that just used up half the session.
Yeah. Or maybe you see something like they wanted to try to
work with their PTSD flashbacks.
Exactly.
Today,
they're having they're actually having suicidal thoughts today. You know, all of those things you could avoid if you have really set systems and policies and things like that, which you need to know about.
Yeah, and when you don't, guess how that shows up? Part of you knows that, and part of you is worried about that.
Exactly.
And part of you is like, ooh, if I get too many people from 2 different places and people I don't know, some of those things might happen to me because I'm not prepared. So maybe I'm not ready to put myself out there because those things might happen.
Yes.
Right.
The other thing that we feel that is important for skill set is the idea that you need to have some knowledge. Believe me, you do not have to be a programmer. You do not have to have a master's degree in computer science. You can absolutely, and we encourage you to hire things out like website design and all of those things. However, we have seen people go in completely blind and say, here's a $25,000 check. You go do my website for what I need, and not get a single client.
Yep.
Or worse, open themselves up to the risk, the legal risk things that we talked about. So you need to know what you're going to ask for. You need to know what's important to put in a website.
Right.
And what are some of the things that you really should not have on there, and definitely some things that you absolutely need on there.
And there's a lot of business coaches out there in the world that are happy to take your money and help you with that.
But they
don't know much about EFT in the world of EFT.
No clue.
Right? So that's another really important consideration we're wary of.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So, and public presentations.
Yeah. So if you're going to put yourself out there, that's a great way to meet people in your community.
Yeah.
And a great way, especially, and we're going to go over this a lot in another show, especially if you're speaking to your niche, right? And you've got a developed group of people that you're really trying to address the problem of. That makes for much more effective presentations because they have a greater listening for you.
Right.
But the ability to present yourself, whether it's in person or creating video like this or something like that, there's a skill set to that too.
Okay.
Right.
So yeah, these are all things that you need to learn about in order to let go of the fear of being seen. Is that you've got these things down,
or you're working on them, and they're improving.
Or you're working on them. The thing about, so of all the different skills that we teach you, we are also saying that there are some things that you really want to be doing, but you're afraid of doing them. And there's that category. There's some things that you need to know enough about to be able to hand that off to somebody else and be able to know what to do, how to assess someone that you're going to hire. But I'll just give you an example of one of my greatest fears was technology.
I remember. Crazy. That's so crazy.
Crazy. Because if you know all the things that I love doing around technology now, but it was a big, big fear for me that I really needed to get over. And it was due to someone telling me, someone close to me. Yeah, I know where it started. Someone very close to me who was in technology actually said to me, when we first got our first computer, so this is someone I was living with, we got our first computer, and I said, can you teach me about email? And they just looked at me like, rolling their eyes. Really, Alina, do I have to take time out of my day to teach you about email? And that was enough to shut me down for 5 years and not want to know anything about technology.
Wow, you've just like segued from skill set into mindset.
Yeah, let's go.
With that story, right?
Let's go.
And that's our next category.
Yeah,
right?
definitely.
It's the mindset of what's stopping you from putting yourself out there?
Huge,
Right.
huge, right. So perfectionism is a big deal. Like we said at the beginning, like, oh my gosh, we had like an echo coming through our computer, trying to scramble, figure this out. Not, you know, we just decided to do this show not too long ago. So we really do not have it all scripted out and perfect and everything's going to go perfectly. We have
we've had this written out, typed out for a week. Come on.
No.
We don't, do we?
No.
We do spend some time organizing, but we don't get ridiculous. Otherwise, it'll never be perfect enough.
It will never be perfect enough. So
Right.
we worked hard on our feeling of procrastination, which is very closely aligned with perfectionism. They
Right.
really go hand in hand.
Right.
So that's something big that shows up. But there's some core beliefs too that need to be addressed when
Right.
you're really working on this hurdle. So I'm not good enough.
Good. Okay. I'm not worthy. Right.
It's dangerous to be seen.
I'm misunderstood.
Yeah. I'm incompetent.
I have to do it all myself.
I'm powerless.
It's dangerous to be seen. I'm not good enough. I'm worthless. I'm not. All those different issues that are self-doubting sound differently in different words to everybody, but it's basically, I'm not up for this. I'm not made for this.
Yeah.
Right.
Yep. So in my practice in the last week and helping our business students, I will say that out of that list, I've gotten, I'm not good enough. It's dangerous to be seen. I'm incompetent and I have to do it all myself. All of those has shown up. And the way to really get to those and to get rid of them is to what? Yeah. Do some tapping.
Do some tapping.
Do some tapping.
Yeah. When do these also show up? They might be showing up right now. You know, I hate to think this, but you're looking at us going, "Oh God, they know what they're doing." Yeah. So I get that it's relevant for you. I do, but it's a tappable issue.
It's definitely a tappable
Right.
issue, and it's important to get to those specific events.
Mhm.
So,
like the time you were told that.
right,
Oh
absolutely.
God, do I have to teach you about email? That's
Absolutely.
a specific event.
Yeah, and so there's also, it's dangerous to be seen.
Mhm.
I worked with someone that was on business coaching. I'm afraid to be seen. Went back to some sexual injury, right? That they felt that they had put themselves in harm's way, that they were the ones that had provoked this event by being too beautiful or wearing a low-cut shirt or a short skirt, and that they had actually brought this and attracted it onto themselves.
Right.
So it could be something as minor as, my ex saying to me, "Oh, please, I can't help you with email," to something really significant. But you won't know until you get started. And that's the piece where I think that we also want to say that you can make lofty goals for yourselves. You can write down your goals. You can do manifestation boards. You can engage in a lot of the mindset of this. I'm successful. Waking up and doing a meditation and envisioning your day and all of those things. But what's really, really key to really getting yourselves to the next level in your business is accountability. Is the accountability piece. And I think that's something that we add in our EFT MBA program, where we absolutely have all kinds of accountability, whether it's teaming you up with an accountability partner every month so that you get the work done, moving yourselves forward.
And the tapping on the issues that come up.
Exactly.
Right. Those are huge, and focusing on not just any issue, because we've all got, in our personal procedure, lots of things to work on, but specifically about putting myself out there, asking for the fees I deserve, all those issues that come up with those negative self-doubts and criticisms that come back to early events, and being specific. As EFT trainers, we can't be stronger about the importance of getting to those specific events for really knocking these things out.
Yeah. I think we could also do a show in the future where specific statements on mindset issues in order to bring up the tail enders, because I think that's also really useful, and we do that in our program.
For those people that are brand new and maybe even checking this out a little bit, tail ender?
A tail ender. A tail ender is the resistance that you hear when you say something positive. So if you have goals, if you say, I'm making 150,000 a year easily and consistently every year in my practice, doing the work that I love, you're going to have a little voice that says,
I can see it. I can see that.
Yeah. So part of you is like the one side that says, yes, I can do that. And the other side says, who are you kidding? And that's the voice you need to get rid of in order to be completely aligned with actually getting that goal and attaining that goal.
Yeah, I've got that voice on some things.
On some things?
Yeah, some things.
You mean there's more to do? You have more work to do on yourself?
There's always more to do. Isn't that great?
Well, and that doesn't prevent you from moving forward in your business?
No, it just is part of the work.
Exactly. And that's what we want to share with you is, yes, it is a matter of keep on keeping on, and know that you are working towards something, and that it's never really done. And so I think that people are sick and tired of people looking completely perfect and shiny, happy people. They want authenticity. They want to know that that you are a real person, that you have faults, and that you're working towards them, and that you're just one step ahead of them with some great advice and tapping skills that are going to help them get to that next level.
Yeah, but we're human, and we learn from our mistakes. I mean, that's really why we're here, and it's really why we created the MBA program, to begin with, was because we had a lot of mistakes early on, and we wanted to share the benefit of our learning and wisdom and work with people that are going through the same thing so that they don't have to go through those.
Exactly.
Yeah.
All right. So you can check us out at EFT MBA. So MBA is
.com.
Yeah, MBA.com. And
what's MBA stand for?
Yeah, we
the
changed
Marketing
it.
and Business Academy. The
Marketing
EFT Marketing and Business Academy.
Yeah. Right. So you can go and check that out. We'll be here on a regular basis on EFT Hub TV. And thanks to Gary for putting this together, and Sandy for managing behind the scenes. Definitely give a shout out to Sandy for her great work in social media. And so we'll see you soon. And until then, remember to
keep on
tapping.
Bye, everybody. Thanks for joining us.